In a quiet little town between green hills and golden fields, there was a big old oak tree. Its branches looked like open arms. Under its shade stood an old wooden bench, carved with names and memories. Most people thought it was just part of Westbrook Park, but for some, it was a special place where important moments happened. It started many years ago with a boy named Thomas. Thomas was 7 when he first found the tree. His mother had died, and his father, though loving, had become quiet. One day, feeling lonely, Thomas walked to the park with a book. He sat on the bench, book closed, and cried. Then Ruth arrived. She was 9, wearing different colored socks and had a cheerful smile. She sat next to Thomas and gave him a piece of strawberry taffy. He nodded and took it. "I come here when I miss my grandma," she said. "She used to tell me stories about the clouds." Thomas looked up. The clouds looked like slow, fluffy sheep from that day. They met at the bench every afternoon. They brought books, shared stories, and slowly, they began to heal. As years passed, they grew up. They talked about their future. Ruth wanted to be a teacher. Thomas wanted to write books. They carved T+ art into the bench and promised to never forget each other. But one day, they had to say goodbye. Ruth got a scholarship far away. Thomas stayed to care for his sick father. They hugged, cried, and promised to write letters. And they did for a while. But as time passed, the letters stopped. The oak tree stayed. People sat on the bench. Seasons changed. But T+ art could still be seen, a sign of a friendship that once was. 15 years later, Thomas came back. He was now a writer and had written 3 books. His first book was about a girl with mismatched socks and strawberry taffy. He had never married. Something always felt missing. When he returned to the park, the tree was still there. So was Ruth. She was older, but her smile was the same. She handed him a piece of strawberry taffy. They sat, talked, and forgave each other in silence. Ruth had become a teacher. She was now divorced and had no children. She said she had visited the bench every year, hoping he would come back. From that day, they met every weekend. 2 years later, Thomas asked her to marry him by the bench. She said yes. They married under the tree, surrounded by loved ones. Years passed. They grew old together, still sharing taffy, still telling stories. One morning, a young couple found a letter under the bench. It said, "Greater than if you feel lost. Sit here." The oak tree listens. The bench understands. With love, Thomas and Ruth. The bench lived on not just as wood but as a place of love, healing, and hope. People from everywhere came not just for the park, but for the story. The story of 2 hearts who found each other, lost each other, and found each other again. And never let go.